Yeah, and you sure you want our names to be still visible? Oh, I can see them still on the screen.
Oh, I see what you say.
Okay, so we do see that. Okay, so we have another pair with two rock bands on this across board here, and we do see Media Alola bringing out Grandpa. I really hope I can say my famous line. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for that opportunity. I just want to say it. And then double Grandpa! Come on, let's go, let's go!
uh, I need to brace myself for when it comes so I can quickly turn my headset down and then back up right when I see it coming. I'll brace myself. So you do what you need to do freely. Don't worry about my ears. I will brace myself as needed.
Okay, so I mean, if now both of them are bullet traits, we're gonna have so much issues. I mean, you're
Yeah.
going to have a lot of issues, but depending how long I'm going to be screaming.
Indeed, I might. Indeed, indeed. Bennett says they play identical team. That is 100% true. No one was supposed to notice that, though. It's not at all because Gagbom was asking for Alola's team or anything like that. These are most likely very original thoughts, and they came to these teams on their own without the influence of one another. Surely.
Anyway, okay, let's dive back into here. So, Madrid Grandpa versus Grandpa and Tolkien here. Quite interesting, though, to having Tolkien here in the middle of everything. But applying that burn status condition is actually good no matter what you're really facing, as long as you don't take too much damage out of it.
I think that's also interesting there to see Alola not take Naga. I think that would have been quite a favorable Naga position. Even to potentially Madness Buff. Madness Buff would go first, and
Mm-hmm.
you would end the turn nullified as well with the Reactive Bioproct if they decide to Crystal Dust you. Nidrasil and Turok are the bans from Gag's side. Let's see if Nidrasil is also banned from Alola. He seems to be leaning Tolkien instead.
Yeah, I can't quite understanding that, but I mean, huh. Tolkien's not bad. I mean, Nidosul wouldn't be a bad idea either. Like removing Naga is also quite good, especially if you want to play around your mix. You need to get rid of potential attempts that can't do any sort of double target. As a lot have been bouncing a lot and actually removing mix from the board here. Don't want to face any puppet master.
Yeah, at the end of the day, thinking about it, I think that's a really interesting ban. I wouldn't have done the same, but Alola knows this team better than any of us because it is Alola's team. Even more so than Gag, I would say. I think I can feel comfortable saying Alola knows this team better than Gag knows this team. Yeah, one of these teams banned Deluge Synergy, and the other one banned Deluge, well, the Deluge user, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe did Alola voluntarily not bring Madrid? Either way, here we are. Two birds versus Bird and Bunny. Banui, if you will.
My game actually decided to just be a piss with me, so I had to restart my game. So take it away.
Not a problem. Toucan swaps in for the Banui. And now we're left with two birds versus two birds. And we see wind damage landing into a bird, and we see more wind damage landing into a bird. I think we're gonna see a lot of wind damage landing into birds in this with this board state, maybe. I mean, at the end of all that, Tolkien does come away. Well, Gagbomb's Tolkien does come away in the worst shape of all four attempts here. And now it's a matter of swaps. I have to assume that these players don't want to sit here spending their stamina whacking into Tems that they can't really damage too effectively. And the most appealing swap, at least on Alola's side here, that I see is Naga. But Gag could easily read that and bring in something like Nidrasil or even maybe Mashuk, although more likely Nidrasil. In making that read, however, you're bringing Nidrasil in front of a bird. The Naga is coming out. And it's actually a double swap. With the mix coming out as well. Willpower Drain. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't see any stamina come off of this mix for some reason. We saw Willpower Drain, and okay, now it fixed itself. Gotcha. So it lost it, and then it got stamina or Sweatband stamina back, and it did instantly get put into Puppet Master with a cheeky little swap there into Fiery Soul, and Gagbom only has Nidrasil's allergic spread, it seems, to deal with it, so it's quite a position here for Alola. Nothing decides to swap. Tornado. 2 tornadoes? Can it kill Naga before it gets to Fury? It kills Naga. 2 tornadoes, and this is definitely Water Custodian, no DA. I'm happy for myself that I was able to come 3 turns into the match without spoiling that for our fine viewers. For all of you.
Imagine seeing into the future, right? Anyway, like I'm back into the match here, and I see targets coming in here at least, so good to know that my game is working properly.
Now, Gagbom says he's not bully, so you, in an ideal scenario, would get to scream your punchline right about now, or maybe when this turn happens. But instead, this is the other trait. A Willpower Drain?
Oh, this is a Willpower Drain indeed, just getting rid of some...
And 2 Tokens trading Wind Bursts with each other, funny to see. And something just tells me, I don't know, this mix in Puppet Master, although Alola is maybe a step or 2 behind in this match so early, only on turn 5, there's never been a team that a mix feels more comfortable playing against than Puppet Master, I think. It's just nice and comfy, especially if it has Refresh and it doesn't even really have to fear allergic spread too terribly.
I don't think the C-Spec is enough here, but it's putting it down more in an uncomfortable position. The Tornado will definitely secure the kill on Tolkien here, as it's flew out of the stadium here.
Tolkien does not OX. However, it is put to sleep, so essentially you can just think of it as an OX. Well, not really, because Grandpa spent a turn to do so. However, now we are in a 4v4 position. Nidrasil, if it was to come out, and okay, it doesn't, so we don't need to go into that hypothetical at all. Mashuk now.
Okay, so
Alola is really looking in a good spot if you ask me. He still has 2 special attacking birds to deal with the likes of Mashuk and Nidrasil.
yeah.
Mix is just going to sit and Puppet Master the entire game until the other slots are killed and dealt with. Unless this Nidorslow can somehow maneuver its way onto the field and get an allergic spread onto Mix, and the Mix doesn't have Refresh, then I guess you can reliably take the Mix out earlier than very last.
Mm-hmm. But I think at this turn, you still kind of want to attack with Mix, but at the same time, you want to reserve the stamina for long run here. But we do see that actually Mud is coming in here instead, and we see a Wastewater landing on Turk immediately, doing high damage here.
Mashuk with a Strange Vest still doesn't take that very well, however, and now this Toolkin will need to survive a Sea Dust with 23.8 HP. Percent HP, I should say. However, if it does even survive that and decides to Tornado, it will die to itself OXing, and the Tornado could just get eaten up by something like Grandpa. There's also the potential of this Madrid having an AoE move, Quartz Dirt. There's it's not a guaranteed slot for something like a Madrid, but it's definitely not it wouldn't be the most surprising thing to see one. This is definitely an attack invested, or well, I shouldn't say attack invested, but not a special defense invested Nidorslow going down to a single Tornado like that. Madrid does get a Soil Steam off. And if Mix had stayed in there, it would have died to that Soil Steam. So that is good that Alola, through the Tornado, knew that he would die, kill himself to OX. So he needed to get Broccoli out of there. Now the concern here is a Quartz Dirt. Also, Tornado being up, meaning it'll outspeed Mashuk. Mashuk, however, also has a pretty nice swap, so it's not too concerning.
Wait, fake beard Grandpa, that's interesting. But we see the Duster's coming in directly towards the Grandpa, putting it below 50% here, getting into some comfortable position here, but that C-Spike doing quite a lot of damage here, as another Epoxys coming in here, and putting it below 28% here. So this is definitely in quite good range now for Mudge to secure a kill, but the question would be, are Mudge really comfortable enough to stand in an OX position?
I don't think you absolutely need your Madrid. I mean, it would be nice if you don't OX your Madrid and you could still kill this, kill the other slot somehow. I just don't think it's possible. So, since you do have to OX on Madrid to kill Grandpa before it moves, do you need to kill it before it moves? It would be nice to kill it as soon as possible, yeah. This game is very up in the air still for me. I'm not really able to put my thumb on who's gonna pull it out. The HP levels are scarily similar. If Gag's Grandpa dies, however, the Mashuk on Alola's side is mostly unchecked. The Sea Dust does take down Grandma. Sea Spikes does not take down Grandpa. Oh, it does take down Grandpa. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking.
And it does not overexert either.
And now it's Mashuk and Bun Mix. And I have a feeling that an uppercut might take down this Madrid, which is not something this Madrid's particularly fond of happening. The P-jab spam will begin from Mashuk. And I think Alola's going to pull this one out, honestly. This Mix can't be dealt with until the Mashuk is, and the Mashuk's just not going to be dealt with, so. GG, Ronin family. Great first match. We'll see if Gag can make some adjustments and win the 8 for 8 Tems mirror match. Complete mirror match. Every Tem is copied.
that means Alola taking game number 1.
Indeed, indeed.
That sounds so wrong, man.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. So this time Gag does not want to deal with Puppet Master. I agree that the sneaky Puppet Master was kind of what took away the match last time for Alola. So this time, gonna allow Turok to come through, and so is Alola. If I'm not mistaken, both first bans last time were Turok, so this time both Turoks are actually being let through. One thing we don't know is, we know that Alola's Naga's Water Custodian. We don't know if Gag's is. But we won't find out this match either. And Alola gonna pick up the Water Custodian Naga right off the bat, and it looks like... Well, originally it looked like it was gonna be Turok, but maybe Tolkien? Tolkien Mashuk into Turok and Naga. And knowing that it's a Water Custodian Naga just kind of flips the entire way you have to think about the turn. I mean... It's not what you expect from a Naga turn. It's not what you would usually expect from a Naga turn. Things are not reversed. We saw last game 2 tornadoes taking out Naga before it got to do anything because of the lack of DA. Grandpa not allowed.
Oh no, not one of my grandpas. Okay, so we see then also Tolkien's getting banned, and one mixes have been walking into this building. Madrid and Grandpa's Grandma walking on the other side, and Turok's joining in on the field as well here with Nidros still.
Yeah, Tolkien's gonna have to put in an appeal for match 3 if there is one to get unbanned, but here we are. Into match 2. Cage Me and It's Me Dio thrown out of their cards by Alola. Eater procs before camo, and immediately it's tough for me to envision what is going to happen on this turn.
Okay, so with the burn, I feel like Mashuk definitely can survive this turn for sure, but this would be a question: would you really letting this Mashuk taking any sort of damage?
I think there's also the chance that Gagbom really saw what Alola was able to do with a sneaky swap in on Mix last game, and maybe tries to do the same thing here to proc to proc Puppet Master. However, it won't be happening because Turok's leaving. Mashuk comes out on the field. Naga gets whipped. Beta Burst goes before everything. And puts a little bit of damage into Mashuk. Mashuk retaliating with a Wastewater and taking it straight down to... Well, it would have survived the ticks, but it does not survive a Wind Burst. So Naga is out of here on turn 1.
Unfortunately, losing Naga that early, but Naga tried to do its job as best it could, but we do see Grandma's coming in here instead, and Grandma kind of liking this board at the moment, even though that potentially a Fiery Soul will happen, applying a burn on Grandma that won't do enough damage. Potentially doesn't kill Mashuk here, but other from that, whatever's landing on that slot was still getting high damage.
Both Mashuks were threatened out, and I think we shouldn't be surprised to see both of them leave. Actually, this one's okay dying to Hypoxia, which is shocking to me.
Okay, so Windburst coming in, Turok eat that quite well, and we see the other Turok coming in here now also. So the Turoks between it, no, actually, like if you're looking across the board here, all of these birds can't do high damage, except from Tolkien that can do normal damage towards Grandma. And then I'm gonna ask this Tolkien, how dare you even attacking Grandma? Like, are you not respecting your elders?
File a lawsuit. Get this token out of here. We don't do abuse. A
But Alola,
tornado.
tornado there, putting it almost at 70. Okay, damage there, even for half damage. Fire tornado. Let's see how much it does. More than 50% though. That is not bad with a stone ball.
With 2 ticks of burn, and that grandma is now on its last breath.
Definitely.
Oh, and we did, well, I don't know, I don't want to say we, but I also did forget that the Turok's Stone Ball is going to hit 1x into Tolkien, so that was quite significant damage as well.
Yeah, actually. So, I don't know. Oh wait, actually, but a rockfall here will definitely secure the kill on Tolkien, so it doesn't go last this turn. But if now Alola want to still be able to using Grandma for later, you kind of have to throw in something that can eat damage, and you have none.
You sure have none.
Actually, if now this Grandpa having Hypnotize, you can Hypno Gagbom's Turok, and
Gagbom's
if now
Turok
that
has Chamomile, so it won't get put to sleep.
that is true though, I missed that.
And I'm guessing Nidrasil maybe has E-Drink, so it won't get put to sleep, and then Mix is mental, so it won't get put to sleep. If they decide to swap, so yeah. It does have Hypno. I think we did see Hypno come out, but maybe in the last match we saw Hypno come out.
But yeah, but if you...
Yeah. Everything is sleepy proof here. Nidrasil comes out in front of 2 birds, which is very bold.
For the whip, just to make it, to secure the kill on Grandma.
And that is a hell of an OX to take down Grandma like that. Actually, it's going to kill it outright. And a Stone Ball eaten very well by Nidrasil. Nice swap.
And at this... Ooh. Unfortunately that Alola's Turok here is very low on stamina at this point, but at this point, Mix or Turok can't do any damage towards Turok, so Turok is absolutely fine to stay on this board.
The only concern is an allergic spread, actually. It's going to start chipping it down to where they won't get too many turns, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't think it'll get too many turns to attack, especially if it decides to attack an OX on this turn. Because that will be, especially after that whip, it's going to be quite the hefty OX. Nothing to joke about, nothing to laugh at or scoff at. I think this should maybe be something like an allergic spread. I guess a Feather Gatling is the most obvious play, but I would be tempted to read a Madrid swap in with something Stone Ball or Rock Ball, but let's see what he decides. It is a fast Alola-esque Nidrasil that can put things to sleep. And it does do the Stone Ball, killing the Bun Bun on its swap in. And
Poor Madrid.
Gag taking a little upper hand, getting the upper hand in this match here, it would seem, with that turn. While Mashuk here sleeps another turn, we can oh, now the Chamomile is reset, however, so your allergic spread or even spores is not going to do what you want it to do. Maybe the best bet is just to throw a Tink or Narco hit over here anyways, or maybe you could throw the Narco hit into Mashuk, start working on that. I think it's safe to assume you live a single Feather Gatling.
I would assume so as well. As we see,
allergic spread goes first, which I'm surprised he was okay with waking Mashuk up here, but
uppercut
it results in
here.
an uppercut landing on Turok, a Feather Gatling retaliating on a Mashuk, and actually doing good damage somehow. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not used to seeing a Feather Gatling doing this much to a parry or Mashuk, but
Now, Turok can't attack this. I mean, Turok can still attack for sure, but are you really want to overexert this turn? I mean, you can rest this turn and then do a Feather Guilty next turn. If not, this Ninja Seal's having Narco hit.
I mean, we don't know if it has Narco hit, but I want to assume it doesn't, just because that last turn would have been a nice one to Narco hit. Either slot, really. I think Narco hit probably does more than even Allergic Spread does without the ticks, so. And the Tornado almost taking down Mashuk. Tack Strike is nothing to scoff at. Uppercut will finish it off, however, the mix that gets to come in on the next turn can just E-Manip and finish it off.
Yeah, but this Nid is doing actually Narco hit.
And
oh, it's resting actually.
Which, I'm not sure why exactly. Yeah, actually, I'm not sure at all why. We might be getting a message here from Gag, maybe a timeout or a DC? I really am not sure about that rest, because if you just kill this with Narco hit and finish it off, I don't think this can deal with both of these Tems quick enough, but... As we wait eagerly to see what these players press.
Yes, indeed. And we know that Nid is actually faster than this Mashuk, so I don't know, would a Tink be enough to secure the kill? But a Narco will for sure, but that means this Mashuk will be able to do any sort of damage. But this makes should be running E-Manip, so this Mashuk is dead no matter what.
Although you could... If you think you could kill Turok with some sort of double up, you could double up on Turok, because Mashuk doesn't really matter as much. The Allergic Spread, not enough, oh no! What happens now? The uppercut doesn't kill Ninjasil though. Can a Stone Ball one-shot mix? I think it does. It does. Oh no.
Oh no.
But the stone... Oh, never mind. The Cage Me dies to overexertion. And now the superior speed Ninjasil will Tink and kill the Mashuk from 4 HP, if I'm not mistaken. If there's not anything I'm missing here, I'm pretty sure Tink will finish this off at 4%. Decides to go with Hypnosis, which I suppose allows him to Narco hit instead if he does have it.
Has to finish off with style, I'm assuming.
Something, maybe just a little bit of friendly BM.
Maybe he just wanna tease a little bit.
And the Tink. And it was going to be a Tink either way, so it could have been on either the first turn or that turn. So, GG Gagbom. And we're going to go to the match 3 of this best of 3, Alola versus Gagbom. Exciting, exciting. Alola looks like was thinking about banning that Naga first again, but decides to go back to what the plan was in match 1. Turok instead. Grandpa picked up first again. These players are really loving Grandpa. Go ahead, JT.
Nah, this Grandpa, I mean, it can definitely putting a lot of issues towards Gagbom's team in general, but unfortunately, like, Alola haven't been able to using it effectively as you can do with it, but seeing this start of Mashuk and Tolkien here might be a little bit scared for Grandpa to do maximum damage here, but with another Tolkien by its side, maybe it can do some damage together.
I'm surprised again by this Tolkien pickup on Alola's side, because Water Custodian Naga, why not, right? I think you could double up and threaten Mashuk out. You
True.
could also, you wouldn't be threatened by anything in the back at all. So
Actually, like I think he started with, if I'm not mistaken, this token is actually a healer. So that would mean that Naga wouldn't do getting its most valuable damage.
I don't think it would be the best damage, but I think it would probably still be enough to, when combined with Hypoxia, to kill the Mashuk.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Actually, you have a point on that.
Either way,
As
Tolkien is still enough. Well, maybe not enough, but still something that can threaten this Mashuk out on turn one. So there's a chance that we see Mix Madrid, or is it Nidrasil or Nagas? Naga S. It is Naga S taken by both these tamers here at the end.
And we are now into the deciding match here. Who will win and who will get out of here?
So the Mashuk is definitely what we call threatened out. However, I don't know if there's anything that wants to swap into a Windburst and Hypoxia together. Maybe the Madrid or the Mix could get put into Puppet Master by it. The Naga's going to be left really low HP. The Mix does come in, so do we see an early Puppet Master proc?
Fire Soul comes in, putting it roughly to 71%.
And the Windburst actually lands on Tulkan, and the Hypoxia lands on Mix. And that was a read by Alola if I've ever seen one, because now I think that Mix is in Fiery Soul range and cannot stay in play on this field.
And the only one, I mean, you can actually still double up on that slot, and if you're lucky enough, you can potentially getting a kill out of it.
If Mix stays in, you would get a kill. If Mashuk comes in, it could maybe kill. The double could maybe kill. I don't think it'll kill Naga or Madrid. Maybe Madrid even, actually, too. But not Naga, so maybe Naga is your best swap here. In which case, Naga's immediately threatened out the next turn by Double Tornado.
Okay, so Nagas comes in expecting there's going to be a fire move on that slot. As we see also Tolkien's leaving, letting Madrid come in, getting ready for the Crystal Deluge combo. As the Soul come in on that slot, doing roughly 14% with Hypoxia.
The single swap into Naga would have been interesting, but the double swap really gives Gagbom a favorable board here. Because a double Tornado... Well, actually, maybe not, because a single Tornado can still kill Naga. So even if you do sleep one of these Tems, the other one will kill Naga before it moves. And swap-wise, again, there's not really anything. I guess you could bring Mix in now, expecting a Tornado to land on this side rather than a Fiery Soul to be landing on that side. And then you could have your Puppet Master Mix with only a Naga Fury to be able to push it out of there.
Yeah.
Eager to see. Go ahead. Is this?
This is quite like interesting by itself. Like Alola having good opportunity to decide what it wants to do. Like sure, a double tornado will definitely secure the kill on Naga, but what I saw someone that said if Mix comes in as well, like one tornado would definitely put it into the Puppet Master. But what if Alola read that to happen, or just want to be sure that no matter what lands on that, a Fiery Soul would probably be the best choice, even though you won't do most damage on, especially not on Naga, but you at least.
If you're trying to read the Mix swap, though, the only problem is that if Gag decides to bring in Mix and use that for Deluge Synergy instead, you can almost guarantee that the Deluge is landing on the Tolkien slot and putting it to sleep. So it won't get to get that Fiery Soul off anyways. Mix does come in, so if it... Fiery Soul would be a good thing to press here, but there's a chance Yeah, that the deluge lands on Turkey. And a tornado. Please don't put this mix into Puppet Master.
I think it's too late.
It's too late, indeed. And
It's
now
too late.
you have to find your way of maneuvering in a Naga and getting to use Naga's Fury. And I really think both of these players will maybe reconsider Water Custodian after this match. Because I think both of them would have immense value from both their Nagas if they were able to ensure that the Nagas get to go first when they hit the board, which DA allows, and especially in tourney settings where you're not auto-scaled, right? You can you can way more reliably rely on your Naga getting to go first, whereas an aggro Naga, just because it's an aggro Naga and doesn't have DA, doesn't guarantee it gets to go first in so many cases like DA gets to. Willpower Drain outspeeds Madrid, so what does Madrid follow up with? Let's see. Ooh, a DV that's going to hurt it really bad.
Yeah.
Although, I'm wondering if that was necessary, given that you brought in Mashuk on the other side anyways. Mashuk's going to one-shot uppercut Madrid from any HP regardless, so I don't know if that willpower drain was necessary. I guess this does ensure that you're, that you can bring in whatever on this slot without being threatened out this turn, though, so... I think this Puppet Master mix is going to prove to be a pain in the ass for Alola. You have to be so careful when playing against mix.
And we do see the cage actually coming in.
Comes out.
As energy, putting it down to 70%. Yeah, quite good, 30% there. So his team comes in, and that Madrid is gone.
Gone. And now, well, if I could keep the log open, what is happening? They won't let me keep the log open. There we go.
Okay,
I mean, Mashuk is definitely what you bring in here. Oh, wait a second. Since it's a resilient? No, what's the word called? Resistant Madrid. Its cage only lasted one turn, and now it can just leave before getting uppercut. And that uppercut can land really into either Tem you want in the back. You could swap in Naga or Vulcan. You could say that Naga's probably... Or Tolkien's probably the safer swap, though, because if Gag wants to hard read that and just waste water you, you're screwed. And now the cage comes from the other side, so now the uppercut will not be able to get ran away from.
But Alola saw this coming, not swapping out, and DV this turn.
Gets one last DV off before dying, not the worst. Better than just dying for nothing.
Yeah.
And a tenderness on a Mashuk. And this Mashuk... That tenderness could have proved really, really big if it would have outsped the other Mashuk, but since it didn't... It's still a good tenderness, just not nearly as good. Oh no. Now Windburst kills this Mashuk. And Mashuk can kill Mix, and your Puppet Master's gone. Oh, Mix is actually able to swap out this turn since its cage came on a turn where it was already caged for a turn.
So some people are actually expecting right now to be a third cage in a row. I mean, this Alola's Mashuk actually having cage ready again.
I don't know if a third cage really helps you though, because either way, if you cage Mix in, your Tolkien has to kill Mashuk either way, and then your Mashuk isn't able to kill Mix to follow up. I think I would rather just like wastewater the Mix slot and kill Naga if it comes in, or chunk Tolkien if it comes in. And this is all assuming that the Wind Burst does kill Mashuk. I'm pretty sure the Wind Burst from Tolkien will kill Mashuk.
I think actually this Tolkien does have Tornado online, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, the Windburst should be enough to kill.
There's no reason to save Tornado, so I mean, honestly, you could just go ahead and press it.
Yeah.
Naga comes in. And that's kind of a risky swap in my opinion, just in case this mix, well, actually, it's even riskier for Mix to have stayed in there, but it's a size surge. Yeah, that's a crazy risk for Mix to stay in there, because it could have just died to an uppercut before getting that size surge off, and then you'd be left in a 3v2, or yeah, 3v2 with just Naga and Tolkien left.
Yeah. And now, when Gagbom knows that the Tornado is gone, Naga have a easier board to come into. However, still a double up would be scary. So this Water Custodian could still put an Energy Manipulate and causing a lot of issues towards
I
this
think, yeah,
Naga.
it does depend on which Naga's faster. Well, one of them leaves, probably afraid of that exact double up. But now that double up gets to land on... Oh, and it wasn't even happening. Both Nagas swap out. And that actually favors Gagbom.
And let's see, does this overexert the mix? It kind
It
of does.
overexerts it, but it gets to survive yet another turn. And now the Tolkien's Tornado truly threatens out Mashuk. This game is really coming down to a wire. What a hell of a series, hell of a game 3.
Oh yes.
Alola does have the HP advantage, but I don't think it matters. I mean, the HP itself doesn't matter because a lot of Tems here have the potential to one-shot an opponent if it's the right opponent. Tolkien can one-shot Mashuk, the other Tolkien can one-shot Mix, Naga can one-shot the Tolkiens. Mix and Naga can both actually... Yeah, all three of the Tems actually threaten out... All three of Gag's Tems threaten out this Mashuk on Alola's side.
Yeah, and as Nagas comes in on the board instead, and that Tornado's just gonna eat this Mashuk alive, and as it's just flew out of the stadium.
Let's see what this Mix decides to do, and it will rest, okay. So now it's Naga Tolkien versus Naga Tolkien with this sneaky Puppet Master Mix just hanging around. And the problem with this Puppet Master Mix is that Sea Spikes, I'm pretty sure, will outspeed anything Naga wants to do.
Yeah.
And kill it. So it's looking like, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Gag has the victory sealed up, or is very close to sealing it up.
Yeah, it looks definitely closer to Gagbom than over to Alola. And I'm trying to see if there's anything Alola can do, but as long as that Mix is just standing there, there's no way for Alola to keep some pressure going. As these spikes landing, and it confirms the kills on Naga.
And that is probably the final straw. The Mix gets to survive from another OX with another OX, which is kind of insane. And Alola rests on Tolkien, and that is the game for Gagbom. We'll be moving on to the finals.